Man, it's your boy Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing today? And as you seen, man, we made a couple improvements and a couple of renovations over here in the liquor store, man. You see, we got the banner up. On the right is where we're going to display the topics going forward. So hey, first and foremost, shout out to my brother landlord from Alabama for putting this together for the boy, man. Definitely helps with the aesthetic in the liquor store over here, man. So hey, salute to him, stand up guy for helping us do this over here in the liquor store, man. But hey, we're gonna have a super show today, man. So this first hour or so, we'll be talking about Dallas Cowboys news and updates. We'll go through some of the injuries. We had a practice today. We had some folks that gave interviews in the locker room and different things like that. So the first hour of the show, we'll cover all that, man. We'll cover all our bases with that. And then after that, we're going to move on and we're going to have a special edition of Scouting the Enemy. We will watch, we will have a watch party for the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to be on here for a long time, man. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. So if you need a snack, you need a refreshment, you need to take a bathroom break, do what you got to do. We're going to be on here for a while, man. So go ahead and do that. Tap in with your boy. And, we finna go ahead and get drunk in the liquor store, man. But y'all know the rules and regulations, though, when y'all tap in with me, man. First and foremost, on the way in, please hit the like button. The more likes that we get on the video over here, man, the more the platforms will promote it. So the more likes you get on Facebook, the more Facebook will go to promote the video. The more likes you get on YouTube, the more YouTube will promote the video. Same thing with Twitter. It's X now, whatever. But same thing with every other platform, man. So if you got love for your boy Hennythemoor, please hit that like button, and we will, continue to grow and continue to prosper over this way. It goes a long way to helping. Also, after you hit that like button, man, make sure you turn right back around and hit that share button. Right, share the content, and we are practicing manifestation over here in the liquor store. We're trying to manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. So please go ahead and share the content 6 times. If you drop emojis, do like my brother Big Benny Rich and drop 6 of them things, man. I see him with the 6 muscle arms, man. We're going in trying to get that 6th championship for the Cowboys. So share the content 6 times. It could be the 6 different Facebook groups, 6 different social media platforms, 6 different group chats, 6 different, send it in 6 different texts to 6 different people that would like it. So just share 6 times, drop emojis, 6 of them, and slap the shit out of Eagles fan while you at it. You can slap an Eagles fan 6 times as well. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to give you half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Cowboy Readers, we got Hen, we got Gin, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in and come get drunk with your boy, Hennythemoor, inside the liquor store. Yo, Dallas Law 43, I see you, my guy. Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Thomas A. Garrett, what's up with you, my guy? Big Benny Rich, my boy Craig said Harper was a surprise. It was a surprise, man. It was a surprise. Matter of fact, that will be one of the first topics that we discuss while we over here in the liquor store, man. That probably should be one of the first topics that we discuss, because that was way out of left field. I did not expect that to happen. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So after you hit that like button, after you hit that share button, after you slap the shit out that Eagles fan, I need you to turn right back around and hit that Cash App or hit that Super Chat, man. Because we are still holding raffles over here, man. We're going to be raffling off a copy of Madden 24, a Dallas Cowboy jersey, and a Dallas Cowboys bobblehead. So if any of that interests you, if any of that is something that tickles your fancy, or you just want to support your boy Henny and help the channel grow and show support, hit the Cash App. It's $Hennythemoor, or hit the Super Chats or the Super Stickers. It's $5 per raffle entry. And right now, since we are trying to promote manifestation, if you send $6, I'll give you 2 raffle entries. So you can send $5 for 1, or you can send $6 for 2. Hey, it was cold-blooded how they did that boy Harper. It was. So yeah, if you want to enter the raffle, hit the Cash App or the Super Chat, man. And again, I appreciate all y'all good people in advance, man. Appreciate all y'all in advance. All right. Yo, Queen Cowboy Sports, what's up with you? They were tapping in. Desmond Ironman, what's up with you? So yes, they did wave the boy. Man, they did Emmett bad on the bobblehead. Hey, you know, these bobbleheads ain't gonna look asymmetrical in there. You know, they gotta have a big old, you gotta have a big ass head on the bobblehead, so it's gonna look funny. It's gonna look funny. They said they should have cut LVE. And listen, the way that it works in Dallas, if you're getting paid, even if you're playing bad, they're gonna try to get everything out of you. So Leighton Vander Esch, because they gave him a contract, they're not gonna cut him until at least after the season. Right? They might even let him play out the next year. Right? So yes, Leighton Vander Esch has been awful, but they decided to go ahead and get rid of Devin Harper. Now, do I agree with the move? I do not at all. Like I can't sit here and lie to y'all. I do not agree with them cutting Devin Harper. I like this upside. He's young, and he really didn't get a lot of playing time. You know what I'm saying? Like he really didn't get opportunity to get on the field. Now, granted, the only thing that you can even say that he did bad was get that penalty on special teams. He was the one that got the holding penalty on the Cavante Turpin kickoff return. But outside of that, he played very good during the preseason. He played very good in training camp. So should have kept Land. Yeah, there's been quite a few roster moves Dallas Cowboys have made that I did not agree with. But, it is what it is. So the issue now, because Devin Harper got cut, the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, salute to my brother Dallas Law for the $2 super. He said, "My guy, thanks for what you do." Hey, I appreciate you for the $2 super chat, boy. I appreciate the love, man. Hey, what's up with you, Prince Charming? How you living, my guy? He said, "I had to come check on my favorite Cowboys content creator." How you feeling? I feel better than I did after our initial loss. Like, I feel much better about the energy around the team this week. I feel like they finally put the Trayvon Diggs thing behind them. I feel like they finally are getting their offensive lineman back healthy. So, I feel better about the Dallas Cowboys' chances against the New England Patriots at home, with the injury around the team and getting some pretty decent injury news. So I feel better today. But appreciate you for tapping in with us, Prince Charming. Salute to you, my guy. So because that move happened, because Devin Harper got released, there is now a free roster spot on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, odds are what they're going to do with that roster spot is they're going to leave Brock Hoffman on the 53-man roster. As we all know, we do not currently have a backup to Tyler Biadasz on the active roster. That's why we were playing those call-up games with Brock Hoffman. So we called up Brock Hoffman. He was a guy, on the practice squad. So they're probably going to leave Brock Hoffman on the active roster. And, if Devin Harper clears waivers, because now there is a open space on the practice squad, then they'll add him back there. So right now, though, the Dallas Cowboys only have two true linebackers on the team. Right now, we have Leighton Vander Esch, who has not been playing up to standards. Yes, they could bring Devin Harper. If nobody claims Devin Harper, then, the Dallas Cowboys can sign him back to the practice squad. And then, we can call him up when we need him and do different things like that. So I hope there are two things that I really hope, right? Because like I mentioned, there's only two actual linebackers on the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons has pretty much transitioned to full-time edge rusher. Leighton Vander Esch has not been playing well, and Damone Clark, while I like his upside and his athleticism, he ain't lived up to expectations so far. Like, a lot of us believe that Damone Clark was going to take that next step in his development coming into this season, coming into this year. And up to this point, he has not really played, fantastic football. Now, he's still young. He still has room for improvement. He still has a lot of upside. But at this point, he has not been playing, winning football for the Dallas Cowboys. So the two guys that we got, currently on the roster, they're not really living up to expectations. when you look at the Dallas Cowboys and how they defend the run and their numbers, like the runs at the line of scrimmage are not the problem. Like the defensive line for the most part has been doing this job, at least compared to the linebackers. It's the secondary runs that have been killing the Dallas Cowboys. Right? It's the secondary runs that have been killing the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so let's just go and take a look at what Patrick No-C said. He was the person that originally, he said, hey, Hen, you think it's a linebacker coach? It might be. I'm not really familiar with the dude. He said, hey, Johnny Woods said, what's up, HTM and everyone in the chat? I'm late, but why in the hell did they release Harper and not LVE? I don't see how this helps our linebacker room. Sometimes it takes at least 3 years for a lineman to make a viable uptick, which is very true. Like players progress at different rates. Dak Prescott and Zeke came into the league, playing at a Pro Bowl level, right? They both got MVP votes, their rookie season. So they came in the league prepared to be professionals. Same thing with Michael Parsons. His rookie year, he was an All-Pro. Not, Leighton Vander Esch, he peaked in his rookie season, right? Because he made a second-team All-Pro selection. But like you said, player progression does not move, at the same rate as everybody. Like some guys take years and years and years before they develop to the player that they're going to be. So of course, this is Patrick No-C though. He was the first person I seen that actually reported on it. So shout out to him. Make sure that y'all give him a follow and a like on Twitter. Always has some very insightful news and updates on the Dallas Cowboys. True insider. He said a key note, Malik Jefferson, who had a really good camp and a strong showing in the first preseason game before suffering an injury, is on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. If not for the injury, Jefferson was on track to likely make the active roster over Harper. And then he also put his time now with the question mark. So I'm going to say this. Even with Malik Jefferson getting healthy, and I like Malik Jefferson a lot. I do like Malik Jefferson. But even with him getting healthy, I have not really seen anything from my starting two linebackers to say that we don't need the depth of Devin Harper. Right? I'm gonna be frank with you. The linebackers, have not played to the level where I can say, well, we're gonna move on and we're gonna bring this guy up. No. Because Leighton Vander Esch has not played good football. Damone Clark has been up and down. Hey, salute to my boy Landlord for sliding in, man. And again, I appreciate you for hooking your boy up with the banner. Matter of fact, I didn't bring it back up because there it go. Yeah. So again, I appreciate you for the banner and for hooking your boy up with it. He said, what's up, Henny Liquor Store? Harper being released has me questioning their integrity. This screams politics to me. Well, it could be politics. It could be how the coaches grade the guys out. We really won't know. Because, hey, truth be told, I had like in preseason, y'all, and this too, Landlord, because we were watching the games together and scouting together. I had Malik Jefferson over Devin Harper. So I'm very high on Malik Jefferson. However, I do agree in politics in one thing. Leighton Vander Esch is not going to get cut because Leighton Vander Esch has a contract. You know what I mean? Like Leighton Vander Esch has played bad football, but because he's a veteran that is being paid, they're not going to cut him. Hey, salute to my brother Dwayne Brown for sliding in and showing love to the chat, man. I appreciate you for coming in and showing love, man. Also, salute to my guy Jameson Taylor in the building with us, man. I appreciate you for rocking with your boy. But I'm high on Malik Jefferson. Now, granted, Devin Harper, if he's filling in the role for Devin Harper was only really playing special teams anyway. Right? Devin Harper didn't even get an opportunity to impact the game on the defensive side of the ball. That could be scheme. We all know that Dan Quinn is a fan of multiple safety looks. There are going to be times during the course of the game, not only would there be 3 safeties on the field, there might be 4 damn safeties on the field with the way that he said Howard's Bell over real linebackers. That's Dan Quinn, man. He likes those pseudo hybrid safety linebackers, man. He loves them. Because remember, he had Neal and Cavante Casey over there in Atlanta too. And then he put them boys back together in Atlanta, in Dallas when he brought them in. So, you know, he loves playing safeties at the linebacker spots. And I understand his train of thought. The NFL is a passing league. You know, you don't want to. Sometimes you don't want to put a big 240-pound linebacker on the field that doesn't have the foot speed. You know, and then sometimes you don't want to put a true nickel on there. So, you know, you're in between with the safeties. You got a guy that has more size than a standard nickelback like a Jordan Lewis, but you got a guy with more speed on the field than somebody like Leighton Vander Esch. So I understand, you know, the mindset, but at the same time, us being that small at the, you know, with those hybrids has caused us issues on the back end. You know, because the moment, you know, that these centers or these guards get their hands on these guys, man, it's over with. And we seen that in the Arizona Cardinal game. But yeah, so I'm really interested to see how the Dallas Cowboys handle the linebackers position. Like I said, there's only really 2 that are actual linebackers on the field. So either A, they actually give Malik Jefferson more playing time. He said the Overshown injury is turning out to be more crushing. I can agree with that. He said, man, I would have run on 4 safeties all day. Oh, they did. They ran against us all day. 200 to the tune of 222 rushing yards. So, you know, for as flexible as this defense is in the passing game, right? For as flexible as this defense is in the passing game, leaving that many safeties on the field at the same damn time, you know, it's gonna cause trouble for you in the run game. So because of these moves, I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. I don't, because there's only really 2 options. Either A, Devin Harper makes it back onto the practice squad and you can call him up and call him down as you please. B, you know, you give Malik Jefferson those reps. Or C, which I highly doubt, they bring in another linebacker from out the streets. I don't really see them doing the latter. They don't really value the linebacker position. If they value the linebacker position, they would have signed Bobby Wagner when they had the chance. Man was a free agent playing for peanuts right now. Hey, I'll see you later, Mr. Taylor. Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform. Said, could they be looking for a veteran? The track record says that they ain't. Because as much as I've praised Dan Quinn for actually assessing and, you know, making the safety position a priority, because, you know, we didn't give a damn about the safety position before Dan Quinn got here. We had anybody playing back there. So for as much as I give him kudos for improving the safety position for the Dallas Cowboys, I also got to point out the fact that they are not, you know, putting a lot of stock into the linebacker group. They're not putting a lot of stock into the linebacker group. And listen, I'm not even saying that the boy Jalen Smith was the best linebacker in the world, but I could have used Jalen Smith right now. I could have used Jalen Smith. Charlie Jones, what's good, my guy? I see you sliding in, showing love to the platform. The Queen Cowboy says, I'm really disappointed in Dan Quinn and our defense. I'm so serious. I'm disappointed in them too. And, you know, listen, I'm really disappointed in the fact that they seemed like they were feeling themselves, man. It seemed like they believed in their own hype. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, you know, they let the headlines get to them. They let the talk of being the new doomsday defense get to them. And they came out there flat, and they underestimated a team, you know, that was fighting for their coach to get their first win against a team that he does not particularly like. Because remember, he is from the Eagles. He got several players on there that's from the Eagles. So, They underestimated them boys and they got dog walk. And you know, they got an opportunity this week to make up for it. Yes, Quinn did get cute. You know, he had Micah Parsons. You know, he had Micah Parsons playing snaps at defensive tackle. Wow, and listen, Micah Parsons over a guard or over a center in a passing situation is fine. They had Micah Parsons over a guard playing defensive tackle on a heavy look. Them boys had like 3 tight ends and a running back back there, man. So that was a horrible time to have Micah Parsons lined up like that. Horrible time. But yeah, so I'm not really pleased about this move of releasing Devin Harper. Puts a lot of stress on your other players right now. But you know, it is what it is. Hopefully the Dallas Cowboys can fine-tune their defense. Hopefully they can get guys in back in position to do what to be. You know, all they really need to fix up, man, is the hero ball. Because it's football at the end of the day is very simple. You have a job to do, go out there and do your job. If you were assigned this gap, get your ass in that gap. If you have the pitch man on the option, then go get the damn pitch man. Right? You ain't got to rewrite football. You ain't got to put your cape on and chase sacks and chase splash plays and none of this other stuff. If you play basic, sound, fundamental football, you're talented, you will win more games than you lose. So if they get back to sound, basic, fundamental football, they will be fine going forward in this game against the New England Patriots. But you know, I do want to play this clip for y'all. This is actually going to be Dak Prescott during his presser. This is going to be Dak Prescott. He talked to the media for about 11 minutes. Right? He gave his thoughts about losing to the Cardinals. He gave his thoughts about playing Ezekiel Elliott. You know, some of the memories that they shared. You know, some conversation that they recently had. So it's good. It's about 11 minutes long. We're gonna play that, and then you know we'll come right back. So let me get this screen shared. He said Parson needs to do more playing and less talking on social media. I agree with you. Yo, David Jurgensen, what's up with you, my guy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform, man. Yeah, James Simmons, all you gotta do is stick to your keys. Moni Connor says Smith is better than LVE and still is. I agree. Because listen, Leighton Vander Esch had one good year. He had one good year. One good year. I'm not even trying to say it like that, but we all know it to be true. All right, so let me turn the music down a little bit so y'all can hear this boy Prescott speak. So let's go ahead and play this video.
Great, they really were. It's great. Probably the first time we've talked on the phone for that long, I can say in a while. But his spirits are great. He's excited. Obviously excited for him. Yeah, it'd be good to see him.
How meaningful is that relationship to you? And is there any favorite story? I'm sure there are a lot of stories, but any story you can share, just kind of show.
No shareable stories. But yeah, man, that's it's like a little brother. Best friend, obviously. Came into this thing together. Grew on the field, off the field. It was awesome. Honestly, it was awesome. Obviously, it was unfortunate him to go play for another team, but it's part of this business. We learned that pretty quick, and then seeing it when obviously we had to depart, he departed. It's part of it, but happy for him, always pulling for him, and he's doing well. Excited for him.
Will you see him before the game?
Before the game? I doubt it.
Before?
I don't know. I don't know necessarily their plans. Think they stand in Las Colinas. I don't know. I'll be at the house. Who knows? if he rolls through.
He might roll through.
How did that hit you when you found out he was being released?
I mean, it was time ago. Actually, and Zeke told me. Zeke actually called and told me, I guess, a few days before it actually happened. And so just giving me a heads up. And in that sense, it was just business, talking about different scenarios for him, different ways to approach before they released him or how they released him. And it was just talks of brothers, really.
A lot of great moments with Zeke on the field, kettle hop, hurdles. What's your favorite on the field play that you've seen from Zeke, or on the field thing that made you say, wow?
Yeah, so many. I'd say probably him jumping over guys, just clearing them, not changing his stride. One of the greatest plays that never is going to be shown fully is him jumping over the guy in Philly and then tripping over his own feet. That's probably the greatest moment and just even time that I'll never forget it, because it would still be playing and will always be playing. If he would have scored, it would live forever. But because he didn't score, it's just something that we can laugh and talk about. But yeah, just his ability to be able to do that, getting an open field. I think about a couple of screens against Pittsburgh my rookie year. Then the second year against the Niners on the same screen, same play. Yeah, just a bunch of different plays. A great catch against Green Bay on the sideline, on our sideline year 2 or 3. Year 3, I think it was. Yeah, so many great plays. Over the shoulder catch in Detroit to go win that game late in the year, or late in the game in a 2-minute drive, a play that he was always asking for. I get that one-on-one, give it to me. So a lot of great moments.
Dak, you came in as a 4th-round pick, him a 1st-round pick. How important was that progression and having that friend on and off the field for your growth as a quarterback?
Yeah, it was huge. And I think probably more so than anything, he didn't have a license at that time, and I had a car. And so I think that kind of forced our relationship to grow. And so, but then just from there, yeah, I mean, it wasn't about where we got picked. Obviously, any quarterback, running back coming in the same class, they're just going to kind of naturally bond. Being able to learn the offense together, spend time together, get reps together. And then ultimately, when I got a chance to play, I just made it that much greater.
He didn't have a license?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He never had a license?
I don't know.
Was it
You're
suspended?
just asking too much. I had the car. I was driving.
When you think about the friendship and knowing the league as you do after 8 years now, is it rare to make a best friend in the NFL?
This locker room's always been special. And I've had a lot of teammates come from other places. Mark used to tell me that my rookie year that not all locker rooms are like this. But we've got a great camaraderie. I give credit to the leaders in that locker room, the people that have played here in the time that I've been here. That I don't think it's hard. I mean, obviously the relationship me and Zeke have is different. Came in together, played on this team 7 years strong. On and off the field together, that relationship had a little bit more time invested, I guess you could say. But there's a lot of guys in that locker room that our relationship will go well beyond these walls and the football field.
Dak, he always ran really hard, really tough. Do you expect that and even more in this game? But he said it's going to be emotional. Are you expecting his best?
Hell yeah! I mean, I expect Zeke's best every time he gets on the field. I mean, that just comes from the friendship we have, the standard of each other, and yeah, I mean, he said it's going to be emotional. Yeah, I can't imagine that he doesn't come in and run just a little bit harder maybe than he naturally does, knowing the trash talk that we all just kind of naturally do over the years, but then getting to play against the guys that you've trash talked for years. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
The last couple of years, you've had close friends leave this team. Lyle Collins with Cincinnati, and now Zeke. Have you been able to, I guess, deal with the fact that, hey, I got guys who I'm close with and they're gone now?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. At the end of the day, this is a business. You know, I'm blessed that I was able to create those relationships because of this game. So it's really just being thankful for the time that we've had together to create that friendship, to create that bond. As I said, knowing that none of us get to play this game for forever. So, I mean, it's got to end at some point, whether it ends with you retiring, whether it ends with you trading, changing teams, whatever it may be. Yeah, just blessed for the time that we've had, the relationship that we've got to create, and as I said, it'll go well beyond our time playing, so fortunate.
Patriots question, what do you appreciate most in going against a Bill Belichick defense?
Yeah, just a team that's going to make you play your absolute best, play beyond your strengths. They're going to try to take your strengths away, and always fundamentally sound. They're going after the ball. Tough challenge. I mean, how many times I played them? Three times, I guess, 1 and 2 against them. Yeah, knowing every time was a dogfight. And the last one going in overtime, obviously. Expect nothing different. I'm excited for the matchup. Know that those guys are, as I said, fundamentally sound, going to disguise, going to give you tough looks, going to make you play your best. So it's always fun.
Mike, you guys would emphasize working on improving red zone production this week. What form has that taken, and what's the level of concern about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say concern. I mean, obviously that's our focus and attention. But when you have time and you can get better, you're not necessarily you don't think that you can't do that. So we know we can do that. We know we can overcome these things. Change the way that we attack a little bit. And the way the forms has happened is just maybe a few more plays, another little set of plays out there at practice. I'm sure we'll hit it again for the day's over. And obviously we've got a few more days to go in preparation that we'll emphasize on it a little bit. But just kind of getting the things that we went back to in camp and are comfortable with, and then simple matchups.
Have you ever had another play that kind of exemplifies the highs and lows of the position in that pass to win in overtime against New England and then injuring yourself on the same play?
Yeah, tough one. Yeah, especially with him being as wide open as he was, going into that game knowing I was dealing with something, made it all the way through until that came down from that pass. Yeah, that was a crazy play. So yeah, that probably can sum it up of just every moment, every play, everything you can't take for granted. And yeah, you can throw a touchdown pass and then be out because of the next game on that same rep. So that's why I don't take a moment for granted.
Hold up, you was hurt before the game?
No, I wasn't hurt before the game. I knew it was tight. It wasn't hurt. Being tight and hurt.
This is breaking
different.
news. That's not the first time you realize.
Yeah.
When you have to change hand signals or modify hand signals because the other team has one of your quarterbacks and a guy who sat in your meetings as a running back, what does that encompass exactly?
Give those guys credit that I'm sure, Bill's got them in a room interrogating them, trying to figure out what they can offer him and what they can offer that defense. But in the same sense, we've always been about switching signals, switching terminology. So we're not going to overthink it, not going to give them too much credit. But yeah, you do have to understand that is a potential. But as I said, we naturally do that anyways.
On the same sense of that, is there an advantage that you guys have with being able to maybe throw them off a little bit?
It goes both ways. Yeah, I mean, we may try to do it at times, but then once again, if it may not work. So we're not going to go into the game trying to do that, trying to get in some term challenge, and you know what I mean, trying to trick them or trick ourselves in that sense. So we got some things we're really good at, and we're going to just go in with those and work off of that.
For you, you're 9-1 after a loss in the past 2 seasons. The offense has almost averaged 35 points. Do y'all give credit to that, just mindset of overcoming it, or is it the coaches, or what is it?
Pissed off. You heard it in the locker room. Somebody just said it, being pissed off. No, it just allows you to focus a little bit more, honestly. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody likes to lose, especially in a game that you expect to win. Forget the media, whatever. It's not you guys, but forget whatever your lines are and whatever y'all say. Nobody wants to lose, but we understand how tough it is in this league. And so even after a loss, you come in and, you reset a little bit, humbled a little bit, and it just allows you to focus a little bit more. And I think that's just credit to these guys in this locker room, to these coaches of blocking out the outside noise and understanding that what's really important is just this day right in front of us and preparing there.
How pissed off are you about that loss, this team, this locker room? I mean, you've had losses in the past, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was pissed off. I mean, I'm always pissed off. Yeah, I'm always pissed off after a loss. I don't know if we can rate my different levels of pissed offness. But, yeah, it sucks. It really does. You don't do anything, with the idea of losing or thinking you're going to lose until that last second, you know what I mean? It's not really a reality in your head. And so, yeah, we're pissed off.
Dak, you came into the league with Travis Frederick at center. I remember when he was gone, you talked about the adjustments you had to make with another guy. When Tyler goes out and someone else has to pop in, how much of that is pre-snap and all these adjustments that you have to make on your end as well?
You know what I mean? I credit Brock. Had a hell of a game, Brock Hoffman, and it's credit to him. There's credit to the coaching staff, and I don't really want any credit for the way that he played, because that's him doing his job throughout camp and preparing the right way all the way through that. It wasn't much of a communication difference, to be honest with you. He was on all of his calls. He does a great job of communicating, making sure, hey, you good with that? Is that what you want? So that goes way back to the spring of him taking those reps, taking his reps serious, and making sure that when he got his number called, he was going to be ready to go, and he damn sure was.
Last one.
Can you take any confidence from the success you're able to have against Bill's defense a couple years ago, or is it just too much change?
No, I mean, I can't say that it's too much change. A lot of players, 20 or so players still on that roster, about the same amount of number here, understanding that what they've done is kind of who they are over these past decade or more, I guess you can say. No, there's a lot of things you can go back to that game. We can pull from this game and get confidence, not only myself, the receivers, the line, everybody.
All right, thanks.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. So that was Dak Prescott discussing the upcoming game against the New England Patriots. He also went on to discuss, that he's talked to Ezekiel Elliott recently on the phone for a long time. They're still close friends. And Zeke is excited, man. You see for what Dak Prescott said that Zeke gonna come in here and try to run his hardest, man. There's gonna be a lot of emotions. This is and listen, the Dallas Cowboys are the team that changed Ezekiel Elliott's life, man. We're the team that drafted him in the first round, third overall, fourth overall, and made him, one of the highest running backs in NFL history at one point. So, regardless of how it ended, man, Zeke still got a lot of love for the Dallas Cowboys. He still probably looks at Dallas as home. So, he gonna come in here prepared. But, I showed that to show this also. Because Dak Prescott, they talked about being pissed, after a loss. His level of play actually indicates that to be the case. So shout out to Cowboys due diligence, right? So last year, following a loss, Dak Prescott was phenomenal in bounce back games. So the game after a loss. Also, I wanted to point out the Dallas Cowboys did not have back-to-back losses all of 2022. You would have to go all the way back to 2021. The Kansas City and the Oakland games were the last time that Dak Prescott had back-to-back losses. So you have to go back 2 years for when Dak Prescott actually suffered back-to-back losses. So last year, after losses, Dak Prescott's passer rating, 113.2, 139.3, 124.3, 143.3, all in winning efforts. So when Dak Prescott loses a game, he comes back and he plays out of his mind. Like Dak Prescott, they talk about being pissed. He doesn't like losses. He doesn't like losing. Well, there is a reason that Dak Prescott only has 37 career losses, and he's in his 8th year. There's a reason that out of 100 games, teams have only been able to beat Dak Prescott 37 times. So Dak Prescott, he does not have too many back-to-back bad games outside of 2017 when outside of 2017, the first 3 games without Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott does not put together a bunch of losing efforts. He doesn't. DC for Life, Texas. What's up with you, my guy? Appreciate you for rocking with your boy. He said, DC for Life, let's freaking go. Cowboys love number 6. And he dropped the 6 star for manifestation, man. Let's get it, my boy. Thank you for tapping in, man. Said Brian Bradford said Zeke house is still in Dallas. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still home for that boy, man. He loved Dallas. He would have retired the Dallas Cowboys if he had the choice. It was his choice. Ezekiel Elliott would have retired the Dallas Cowboys. But, given the fact that Dak Prescott, is phenomenal after losses, we just lost a game we had no business losing. We're going to be at home. Our offensive line should be back relatively healthy. I am expecting a big day from Dak Prescott. I'm expecting a big day from Dak Prescott. I know this is a great defense, but we're going to take this team seriously. We're going to move the ball. We're going to score some points. Because we respect the hell out of Bill Belichick. We respect the hell out of Ezekiel Elliott. And when you respect somebody, you want to beat their ass. So with that being said, I expect a bounce back game from Dak Prescott. I'm not saying that he had a horrible game last week, but I do expect him to make some adjustments. Especially now that we should have more help along the offensive line, so where Dak Prescott can have these 7-step drops. They only called 1 7-step drop for Dak Prescott, due to fears of the protection last week. Mike McCarthy said out his own mouth. They made some alterations to the game plan based on the fact they were down 3 offensive linemen. So Dak Prescott, I do expect more deep shots this game. I do expect a more cohesive offensive product. And, of course, I do expect my defense to play up to their standard as well. But, speaking of that, I do want to say that we actually do got some good injury news for once. Last time we were talking about injury news, we were talking about we're probably going to be missing Tyron Smith. We're probably going to be missing Tyler Biadasz. I know they said that Zach Martin going to play, but he ain't going to play. And then, all that was just piled on top of the fact, right after we got the news about Trayvon Diggs. So the Dallas Cowboys from Thursday to Saturday lost four starting players. Right? So the mood and the atmosphere around the locker room was not up to par. Like, let's be real. You're getting bad news after bad news, and you're traveling. Mike McCarthy said he was making alterations to his game plan as early as Sunday morning. Well, dog, you had a game at 3:00, 3:15, 3:30, whatever time we played. He said, "Yeah, Jay Recruiter, I agree with you." He said Dak was good last week considering all the last minute O-line changes. Yeah, given the circumstances, Dak Prescott played about as well as I expected him to play. But there is nobody. If you took 3 starting offensive linemen away from the Eagles, I do not expect Jalen Hurts to have a good football game. If you take 3 starting offensive linemen away from the Kansas City Chiefs, which we saw in the Super Bowl, I don't expect Patrick Mahomes to play a great game, right? So when you lose your key protection, you lose guys of that caliber. You don't just say next man up. You don't just say next man up. He said, yeah, Udoka playing left tackle was not ideal for me. I would have preferred Tyler Smith. But this is the positive injury news. And I'm going to actually, spin around and tie that train of thought you had right there together with it. All right, so Zach Martin, ankle, and Tyler Biada's hamstring are both in pads, practicing and trending in the right direction to be available Sunday versus the Patriots. They've missed 1 game. However, Tyron Smith knee was not on the field. So Tyron Smith was apparently been working, out to the sideline, with the rehab group. There is still questions about if Tyron Smith is going to play. I'm not going to lie to you. However, I will tell you this. If Zach Martin plays and Biadasz plays, then that means that I will have 4 of my starting 5 offensive linemen. And the only move I would make, right, is exactly what we just talked about, Brian Bradford. I would play Tyler Smith at left tackle, where he had 19 starts last year, including in the playoffs. I would play him at left tackle, move Chuma back to left guard, where he was playing pretty decently. And then I have way more confidence in my offensive line than I did last week. Because Tyler Smith, if I'm not mistaken, was on the all-rookie team. Chuma, these first 2 weeks, he played great at left guard. Tyler Biadasz, Pro Bowl center. Zach Martin, future Hall of Fame right guard. Terrence Steele, one of the best right tackles in the National Football League. So you give me that offensive lineup, if you give me that, I'm good. Like listen, with that offensive lineup, we're 10 times better than what we were last week. Listen, I love TJ Bass. He one of my pet cats coming out of the draft. It was not time. It was not yet his time to go out there and contribute as much as he contributed. Brock Hoffman, I don't think anybody really expected much from him. There was a reason that he got cut, and we kept him on the practice squad for 100 years. Right? We had no fear of anybody picking up Brock Hoffman. Right? Chuma, we should have never played him at left tackle. I'm sorry. So, with all that said, given the things that happened, I feel way more confident about that offensive lineup than anything. So, if I can get Zach Martin and Tyler Biadasz back, my comfort level in this offense and what they're able to do from a play calling standpoint will improve exponentially. Right? Will improve exponentially. Now we got some more folks that are coming back into the fold as well. So we got even more positive injury news, for the Dallas Cowboys, right? So Nick Harris, salute to him. Make sure that y'all go out there and give him a sub on Twitter. Again, very good, very sound Dallas Cowboys news and updates from him. So he said, offensive lineman Matt Walesko, who's been nursing a shoulder injury, and Nashawn Wright, who's been nursing an ankle injury, are both eligible to come off of IR on Monday after serving the first 4 weeks of the season on the list. Both have been working off to the side during practice, with each increasing their workload as time has gone on. So Matt Waletzko, you know, I'm not. The jury is still out on Matt Waletzko, in my opinion. I think he has potential, but I ain't really seen the uptick in his play, over the course of preseason or over the course of training camp or anything like that. Like, I haven't seen that year to year jump that you're expecting. Nation Wright, I like Nation. I like his physical traits. But he is also a guy that hasn't really had a bunch of opportunities. He's been injured, but we're down a corner in Trayvon Diggs. Getting him back definitely helps our cornerback depth, and getting Matt Waletzko back definitely helps our offensive line depth. And you never know, in a real game scenario, they might go out there and perform. Like, I didn't think Nation Wright did too bad of a job when we asked him to start in the Titans game last year. He gave up yardage, but he did not give up a touchdown, and he did get an interception. So, Nation Wright had a pretty solid outing, when we saw him start for us. Right? And he's like, what, 6'3", 6'4", a lot of length. So he fits the typical Dan Quinn, prototype for what he looks for in corners. Right? He fits the typical Dan Quinn prototype for what he looks for in corners. So I'm not saying throw him out there and baptize him by fire and move the run Bland back to a slot. That's not what I'm saying. But he does give you another viable option in that cornerback room. He does. So listen, we're getting good injury news for once. This time last week, because last Thursday when shit hit the fan. Because last Thursday is when we found out that Trayvon Diggs tore his damn ACL. Right? Then when we found out he tore his ACL. That's when we found out that Tyler Biadasz had to get an MRI as well. Right? That's when we found out that Zach Martin. Hey, salute to Matt Leslie for the $6 cash app, man. They got you 2 raffle entries, man. I appreciate you for showing love and supporting the content and the channel. And if y'all want to be like my boy Matt Waletzko and improve your odds of winning one of the 3 prizes, whether it be the copy of Madden 24, whether it be the Dallas Cowboys jersey, or whether it be the Dallas Cowboys bobblehead, make sure you hit the cash app or make sure you hit the super chats, man. And again, I appreciate y'all. Said Tyron Smith has just been disappointing for a while now with these injuries. Yes, man. And listen, that was one of the reasons, and listen, I can't fake the phone. I be on live with y'all way too often, to even sit here and lie to y'all. I was one of the main people sitting here saying that we should move on for Tyron Smith, draft somebody else. Woo. The Dallas Cowboys did not do that, but they did improve their backup offensive line depth. Because if I'm honest with you, I'm not sure why Assam Richards ain't played. He played phenomenally in preseason. He was a surprise to me because I said that Assam was going to be a couple of years away, and he came out the gate playing good football. Right, so I still feel the Dallas Cowboys should have went out there and got another offensive lineman to be grooming. If you're very high on Tyler Smith to be the future left tackle, that's cool. But you still should have drafted at least somebody to take up for Tyler Smith's vacancy at the left guard position. If you're gonna do that. So the Dallas Cowboys should have definitely went out there and improved the offensive line depth. They should have. They didn't, but they should have. But I will say this: when Tyler Smith plays football, he is still a top 10 left tackle, right? And good left tackle play is hard to find. Good left tackle play is like finding water in the desert. Like, good left tackle play is just like water in the desert. It's very hard to find. He said, we kind of did, though, Hen. We drafted the best tackle in the draft, Tyler Smith. And, young and 2 times. What's up with you, my boy? Yeah, I seen that. We actually talked about that. That was actually the first thing we talked about on the show. Hey, salute to my boy Neil, the serial slapper in the building. He said had to slap 14 Eagles fans and 11 Patriots fans before checking in. Hey, that just means you committed, my guy. That just means you're committed to the cause, and I appreciate you. Yeah, Tyron Smith's contract is also incentive laden. So, Tyron Smith is going to be pissed if he has to miss another game. I'm sure he's politicking to play because it's going to be a haircut for him if he doesn't play these games. But, that's millions and millions of dollars he's going to miss missing these 2 games. He missed last week. There were like $1 million off his contract he missed. And I think if he missed this game, it would be like another $3 million he'll miss off his contract. Like, it's crazy. Like, if this man doesn't play a certain number of games, he's going to dare to play for free. So Tyron Smith injury, and listen, we all knew this going in though. Once the Dallas Cowboys came together and said, "Hey, we're going to run with Tyron Smith. We're going to incentivize this contract. We rocking with him." I said, "Cool." The 2 things that I said from them is that A, you need to get a viable backup for Tyron Smith in the building. Well, they sort of did. Like Landlord pointed out, they got that boy Tyler Smith in the winks. They went out and got T.J. Bass, who I'm very high of. They drafted Sim Richards, who's been playing good football, has a lot of good athleticism, and everything else. So you improved your depth behind Tyron Smith. But the other caveat I said, you also have to know he's not going to play a full 17-game season. Not realistic. What I said is if he can give me 10 games, if he can give me 10 games in the regular season and be available for me the entirety of the postseason, I can live with that. I can find ways to get through the rest of these games without you. But, on this postseason run, when we trying to get to a Super Bowl, I need my gold jacket guy. He said, honest work, but my hand is a little numb. Hey, man, take your Tylenol or something, my boy. Take your Tylenol, man. Yeah, you definitely got to keep your pimp hand strong when you're dealing with these Eagles fans and these weekly ops that we have, man. But also, man, hey, I got 45 folks watching on YouTube and 39 likes. So the good people that ain't hit the like button just yet, I know it probably slipped your mind. Make sure you hit that like button for your boy. If you ain't shared the content yet, man, make sure you share the content for your boy. If you ain't slapped the shit out of Eagles fan yet, make sure you slap that Eagles fan up. And if you ain't entered for a chance to win one of the prizes in the raffle, man, make sure you hit that Cash App or that Super Chat, because we are giving away prizes still. But yeah, so let's move along, man. So let's move along to the next topic. And then, we only got about 8 minutes until we kick off the watch party. So we'll be doing a watch party in about 8 minutes. You don't have to go anywhere. We're just going to segue right into the watch party from our standard show. Right? So let's go ahead and touch on a couple more topics before we get out of here. So this is about Tony Pollard, the new running back 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. The new RB1 for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me get this pulled up. Okay. So Tony Pollard has rushed 193 times last season. Right now, at this point, the boy has 62 carries. Said Henny, our gold jacket guy turned into a straight jacket guy. Man, I hate to see it happen before my eyes, because I love me some Tyron Smith. But, he's not playing a lot of football for us. Like, he has not played a lot of football for us these last couple of years. And what? So we're at 19 games in the last 4 seasons that he played for us. It's not a good percentage. But Tony Pollard, last year, 193 carries, 62 at this point. He is on pace for 351 carries this season if his workload continues at this current pace. So for comparison's sake, right? What were the most number of rushing attempts for Ezekiel Elliott in a season? Let's take a look. So he's on track for that. Let me see what the most carries Ezekiel ever had in the season. All right, so for comparison, Ezekiel Elliott only had 322 carries in the season before. So at his current pace, he's going to actually have more carries in the season than Ezekiel Elliott ever had. Now, granted, the on pace numbers are a bit misleading because we know over the course of a 17 game season, odds are this workload does not stay the same. There will be games where they get Hunter Lukey some carries. There will be games where they get Deuce Vaughn some more carries. There will be games where they get Rico Dow more carries, right? And like my boy Professor O even says right here, he said he definitely would like to see those other guys help him with some of the workload. And realistically, you cannot expect Tony Pollard to stay fresh if you give him 350 carries. The man, listen, 193 carries with the most carries he's ever had in his life. 193 carries with the most carries he ever had in his life in the NFL. So you will be increasing that workload, man, by like 162 carries. If you go from 193 to 351, that's 162 carries that you're increasing his workload by. That's not really what you sold us on when you said that Tony Pollard would be the lead back. We expected us to have running back by committee. We expected Tony Pollard's workload to stay the same so that he can have these great explosive runs throughout the course of the game. So, that's not really what we signed up for, is for him to get ran to the ground like we did Ezekiel Elliott. Now, granted, if they do stick on this current pace, there's no way in hell that they give Tony Pollard a contract after this season. Because odds are, right, if the pace doesn't change and that he does end up with 352 carries or whatever, yeah, they're going to run him to the ground and then let him walk. Thank you, Jay Recruiter. You took the words right out of my mouth, bro. And you got a raffle entry, by the way. So salute to you. But he said, Cowboys about to go to Marco on Pollard, probably his last season. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys knew they were not going to give the Marco Murray another contract. And they ran that boy into the ground his last season, boy. So you know what? Listen, I'm a little nefarious. If the Dallas Cowboys know for a fact they're not going to bring Tony Pollard back, shit, give him the 350 carries. Give him the 350 carries. I ain't going to lie to you. If Tony Pollard getting 350 carries is the key to me getting a Super Bowl, that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not going to lie to you. If Tony Pollard is the sacrificial lamb that's going to get me to a championship, I love Tony. He'll probably go somewhere else to get paid based on the production he puts up for us. But yeah, I'll do it. And hey, you also hit the nail on the head too, Dwayne Brown. He said for $10 million, the Cowboys gonna get their money worth. This is his last year. I agree with that because listen, at this current rate, how many yards you think Tony Pollard ends up with? Because he's already like top 5 in rushing yards, and what people don't understand, Tony Pollard leads the NFL in touches. He leads the NFL in touches. If you factor in the number of times that he done ran the football and the number of times that they done threw him the football, he done caught it, for a reception, he leads the entire NFL in touches. So that's why they giving this man rest days and stuff. That's why this man is getting opportunities to kick back with his feet up, because they're going to run this man to the ground probably. He said Rico Dow looking pretty good. I think Tony is going nowhere. It's going to depend on the Dallas Cowboys and how they value the running back position, because they already let Ezekiel Elliott walk. They showed you they were willing to cut Zeke, and I don't foresee them paying Tony Pollard what he's worth. Because let's be honest, if Tony Pollard leads the league in touches, he'll probably end up leading the league in total yardage. He'll probably end this season with double-digit touchdowns, like almost 2,000 all-purpose yards. He'll probably have like 1,300 yards. He'll probably have like 1,300 yards rushing, like 500-600 yards receiving, double-digit total touchdowns, and he would have played his way out of Dallas, but he'll have a bunch of wear and tear in his body. So I can realistically see that, though. But, we're going to go ahead and segue, though. We done spent an hour on here. We started at 6:15. It's 7:15. Meaning this game is finna kick off. So I'm finna get this game pulled up. We're gonna have a watch party for the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. I picked the Detroit Lions to win their division. But Jordan Love, outside of his completion percentage, is playing good football. He's completing under 60% of his passes, but he does have 7 passing touchdowns to 1 interception. So he's playing much better than I think a lot of people even expected. So, I want to see how this game plays out. And let's be real. One of these teams is going to probably win their division. The Bears seem like they're completely out of it. Detroit and the Packers seem like the team that's gonna go away with it. Minnesota ain't won a game yet. The Bears ain't won a game yet. So it's a two team race in that division pretty much. So one of these teams is gonna be a playoff team, and we expect to go to the playoffs. Odds are, right, we're gonna play one of these teams, maybe, possibly. So we might as well see what they do. Let it play out and see with Pollard. I mean, you might as well. You might as well at this point. And hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if they're gonna run them to the ground, run them to the ground. Like I'm pretty adamant about that. All right, yeah. Hey, I agree with that, Jay Recruiter. The Detroit 30, Green Bay 23. I think Detroit's the better team. I like the defense they put together, even though I know they're missing CJ Gardner-Johnson. I like their offensive personnel and weapons. They if I'm not mistaken, Jameson Williams is going to be back too, right? All right, we're kicking off. And thank God I got NFL Plus. So Detroit getting the ball first and 10. Got the ball at 25. Let's see what they do. Handoff. Going nowhere. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, looks like. So they went absolutely nowhere on that first play of the game. Absolutely nowhere in the first play of the game. So Jared Goff, first 7 games, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Last 13 games with the Lions, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Definitely getting back to form. All right, 2nd and 10, when it's play action. Might not go anywhere. Nope, look like they lost yardage. Lost yardage on the play. Rasul Douglas, former Eagle, with the tackle for loss on Raymond. So 3rd and long coming up. So if y'all just now joining your boy, oh wow, you're ahead of me. Yeah, y'all definitely ahead of me. So let's see what happens. My boy said pick, but let's see how the pick happened. Another thing I do want to point out, he should have time. Unless there's injuries along that offensive line, he has one of the best lines in the NFL. So let's see what happens on this play. 3rd and 11, play clock winding down, hikes the ball. Off the back foot, picked off by number 20. Block. Did not quite get a pick 6, but number 20 came up with the pick. Ugh. Well, hey, at least we know that Dak Prescott is not the only quarterback in the NFL that throws interceptions. He's just the only one that they talk about. He said, "You won't come in?" Oh, you're fine. Hey, I ain't tripping. That doesn't bother me. This is not the Dallas Cowboys playing. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time they would get to me is if the Dallas Cowboys were playing and something bad happened. If y'all said pick and Dak Prescott ass was lined up back there, I might lose my shit. But it's 2 teams we're just watching. It's 2 teams we just watching because we know we'll probably play them. Jordan Love escaping the pocket. I think Goff was a number. I don't know. Let me go back and look and see what Jared Goff was. Let me see. What pick was he in that draft? All right, 2nd and 10. Empty set. Yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick. Jordan Love sacked. Look like they sacked the damn lineman with him. If that Hutchinson came up dancing, I will say one thing: Hutchinson has lived. Yeah, Hutchinson has lived up to his draft stock so far. I like the kid, man. He's real good. He's real good. I'm not a hater. I am not a hater. Hutchinson been balling. Played at Michigan, came to Detroit, and is turning up, man. So hey, damn good player. Damn good player. Third and 19. Just got this, quick completion over the middle to get some yardage back. Pretty sure field goal unit will be out to kick a field goal. All right, so let's see what they do. I'm pretty sure this is a very short field goal. He should make it. He should make it. We all know that there's no such thing as guarantees in the NFL, though. 34-yard field goal attempt. Mitchell Green said it's his 3rd interception. All right, so we got our first score. Detroit Lions 0. Green Bay Packers 3. Yo, Rob Barnes, what's up with you, my guy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. Salute to you, and I appreciate you for rocking, man. All right, so I got the score pinned to the top now. Detroit Lions do a bad interception by Jared Goff on the first series. Defense held up in the red zone, though. And so the score is only 3-0. So, not very impressive by either one. I said, yeah, Wentz was the number 2 overall pick, and Dak was picked 135 in that draft. Hey, so that should tell y'all that draft positions mean nothing. Because I also want y'all to remember, Dak Prescott actually played in a tougher conference than both of them. Hey, I appreciate you, Lo. Yeah, you know the boy landlord had to hook me up, man. You know he helped me with this graphic, put me on game how to get it. So salute to landlord for putting this together for us, man. It definitely adds a little bit of fun sway to the liquor store, man. But you also got to remember, though, you know, to my original train of thought, Dak Prescott played in a tougher conference than both of them. Because we all know that Wentz played at a small school, the same place that Trey Lance came from. And then Jared Goff played at like Cal or some shit. Like Dak Prescott played against LSU. They had NFL players on defense. He played against Alabama. They had NFL players. Ole Miss had NFL players. Hell, he played with the only other NFL players he played with on his team were on the defensive side of the ball. None of the guys from his offense even made it in the league. But you know, Chris Jones, of course, was on his defensive line, and then his homeboy Darius Slade was a cornerback he played with. So Dak Prescott played in a much tougher conference, was a Heisman candidate, and he took a team like Mississippi State to the number 1 overall team in the country with no NFL talent on the offense. No NFL talent on the offense. So, you know, I know he had a DUI. He didn't beat Alabama. He beat LSU in Death Valley. But no, they beat they got the ass whooped by Alabama. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, Alabama wore him out. But you know, he did beat he said, let me hear you say go Tigers. He is only fair after that old L we gave y'all, man. Hey, cuz it be like that sometimes. I actually thought I had an opportunity, but you know, y'all made the plays needed to come out there with that W, man. But it's always a good game we play each other, man. It's one of the. Nah, they didn't beat Alabama. They beat If I'm not mistaken, they beat Mississippi. I think they beat Ole Miss and they beat LSU, and they beat a couple other teams, but they did not beat Alabama. No, if they had beat Alabama, Dak Prescott and them would have went to the championship game. All right, so they lined up. Handoff, spin move. He's still not going too far. And that's Montgomery. So number 5, Montgomery is still getting carries. I'm not sure why the guy they spent a first round pick is not getting an excessive number of carries, but you know. We'll see. Hey, anytime, Mr. Green. Anytime. You know, we just try to have some factual information. All right, they're lining up. 2nd and 8. Single back set. They hand it off to number 25. Much better result. Oh, he's still going. And that's number 26, Gibbs, who I wanted in the draft, but he was long gone by the time the Dallas Cowboys picked. But Jahmyr Gibbs with about a 7-yard run, and then they take him right back out the game. Says Skeptical Cowboys said, will the Cowboys crack the bed or rebound? The Dallas Cowboys have not lost back-to-back games since 2021. And Dak Prescott has over 100 passer rating in the following game after a loss. It's like 120-something. So Dak Prescott plays fantastic after losses. Dallas Cowboys have not had back-to-back losses in 2 seasons. My expectations for the Dallas Cowboys to bounce back, Skeptical. But thank you for tapping in and showing love, my boy. Salute to you. All right, so Montgomery got the ball on short yardage, got the, converted. All right, let's see. So quick little check down pass to Gibbs on that play. Did not go far. They rallied up and made the tackle. Probably like a 2 or 3 yard gain. Yeah, probably like a 2 or 3 yard gain. Yeah, 2nd and 7 coming up. Player went into motion, single back set, handoff. Not much yardage. 3rd down is coming up. He said Laporta looking good. Hey, that boy Boss was right about Laporta. Now, because I was anti all tight ends, 1st and 2nd round, I didn't really do my due diligence on the tight ends like that. But Boss Cowboy had Laporta as like one of the top tight ends in his guide. So if y'all, next time the draft come around, man, y'all make sure y'all get the Boss Cowboy guy, man. He was right about that boy. All right, 3rd down, pass over the middle. And there your boy is, Laporta. Huge game by Laporta. He said he lost to Bama, which we had an NFL defense, and he beat Auburn though. Yeah. Dak Prescott has some very impressive wins under his belt, but he wasn't supposed to beat Bama. He ain't have, like you said, y'all had an NFL defense, and he did not have an NFL offense. But that was a very good throw. Laporta did not have a lot of separation on that route. Pinpoint accuracy on that throw made that play happen. Going quick, over the top, touchdown to number 14, St. Brown. So just like that, after throwing a ugly-ass interception to start the game, he bounces back with a quick strike touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown at the explosive play to rookie tight end Laporta. So, hey, up to this point, he has been having a very good season, man. I'm not going to lie. Jared Goff has had a good season up to this point. That was a beautiful-ass route concept. That was a beautiful-ass route concept, man. Because he lulled Douglas to sleep. He lulled Douglas to sleep on that one, man. JJ DeMine said, random thought, Osa is good as fuck. Yeah, I love Osa, man. I love Osa. He need to be better better helping us with the run, but Osa's an overall good player. I really would like the Dallas Cowboys to give Hankins more opportunity. Hankins and Monty Smith more opportunities to play together on on early downs, like second down, goal line situations, and then bring Osa onto the field. So when there's still a threat of a run, I would love for Monty Smith to be on the field over Osa. Him and Hankins in the middle, I think eat up more space, make it more difficult, and make the lives of the linebackers and the safeties easier. But I definitely do believe, once it's obvious passing situation, that Osa should be on the field. But I want them to get a little bit better in altering that. And salute to my boy Justin Kitchen sliding in. He said, "What's good, Cowboy Nation?" And he helping us manifest with the 6 championship trophies. So salute to my guy. Thank you for showing love, my boy. I appreciate you. So far, what are your thoughts about these two teams, man? He said, "I seen a lot of Mozzie and Hankins." Well, this is the thing. Have we, though? Because Mozzie Smith only has 40 snaps over the course of 3 games. He snaps last game. The most snaps he's played in a game so far is 17. So, we're playing 70 snaps in a game. He said you would like to see Mozzie and Osa. I would like to see Mozzie, period. It doesn't matter who he. Matter of fact, at this point, it doesn't even matter who Mozzie is lined up with, man. To put Mozzie Smith on the field, because he's not getting better watching. He's barely playing. The defensive tackles need reps to get their pad level down, get their footwork down. They need to actually go out there and hit somebody, have hands put on them and stuff like that to improve. So I don't like this sparingly playing Mozzie Smith. You invested a first round pick in him, and right now you're not really giving him opportunities to grow as a player with the way that you're utilizing him. And shout out to Shannon Sharp for sliding in. He says, "Yeah, less Gallimore, more Mozzie." I agree. And yes, Matt Leslie, I agree. Hankins has been impressing me. The issues we're having in the run game is not on the defensive line. For the most part, it's not on the defensive line. A lot of it has to do with gap integrity. A lot of it has to do with some of the fronts that Dan Quinn puts us in. It's more to it than just the defensive line. So they kick off right now, number 25. Got down to about the 20. Yo, OS Tyler, what's up with you, man? He said Mozzie has been taking the double teams and Hankins was studying for some reason. I miss Carlos Watkins. I feel he made plays for us. He did. The only thing I want is for Mozzie Smith to get on the field more often. All right, but 1st and 10, Jordan Love come back on the field. Second offensive drive. Appears to be a pistol formation. Yeah, appears to be a pistol formation. Play action pass. And he's going down. Surprised he did not sack him. Surprised he did not fumble, I should say. Ooh, that Woods. Doug's. I don't know who the hell it is. Hey, y'all hold on one second. Some random number keeps calling me. All right, so they released Harper, more potential than LVE. I didn't like the move that they made with Harper at all. It didn't make any sense to me. All right. Okay. But they did nothing with the ball. They're finna have to punt. Did absolutely nothing with the ball. 4th and 16. They're finna punt. So far, Green Bay offense has not looked that good. I know that Jordan Love has a bunch of touchdowns, but his completion percentage is awful. Under 60%. Was that another penalty? Said Lion D looks good. And hey, both things can be true. Lions D looks fantastic right now. Packers offense ain't shit right now either. So false start on the Lions, even further backed up. Yeah, Lions have a solid defense. Jared Goff is going to get the ball back in good field position. Should get the ball back in very good field position. Oh, decent return close to midfield. Jeffrey Smith said the Lions are his sleeper team. I had the Lions winning their division. You know, I came in saying that the Lions would win their division. I picked before the Derek Carr injury, I picked the Saints to win their division. And let me see. Of course, I picked us to win our own division. And then I picked. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, the 49ers. I got the 49ers. Tommy said, I can read lips. Oh. Said, can we pay Osa now? I don't believe so. If I'm not mistaken, I think Osa just got here in 2021. Yeah, I think this is Osa's third year, like it's Micah Parsons' third year. So Micah Parsons and Osa will not be eligible for contract extensions until after this season is over. So no. You won't be able to pay him till after this season. If you can pay him. Because you got Micah Parsons' contract up. You got CeeDee Lamb contract coming up. You're going to have to do something with Dak Prescott's contract coming up. So, you know, if he's trying to make top-level defensive tackle money, Osa will not be a Dallas Cowboy. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all this now. So y'all know y'all love Osa. I love Osa too. But if Osa plans to make top-level defensive tackle money, he will not be a Dallas Cowboy. I'll be straight up and down with y'all. I don't ever want to lie to y'all. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I don't want to lead you on. But yeah. Now, if Osa takes a decent, okay deal, it's different. But top level defensive tackle money, he won't be a Cowboy. So they'll ride Osa like a porn star to get the best out of him. Double R, what's up with you? He says, sub HTM and Cowboy Nation. Salute to you, my boy. Salute to Jay Recruiter for the other $5 super chat. He said, I can see Mozzie and Hankins playing together with Zeke and Stevenson running the ball. Both are downhill runners. I completely agree with you on that, man. And listen, that would be perfect. You go ahead and you neutralize the run early. You force them into obvious passing situations. Because if you win on first down, if they only get a yard, or they get no gain or only 2 yards on first down, 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 10, 2nd or 9, those are passing situations. So once you get a team into obvious passing situations and you're the Dallas Cowboys, you've already done your job. And hey, Jay Recruiter, they also got you another raffle entry, by the way. So if y'all want to be like my boy Jay Recruiter and improve your odds of winning one of the 3 prizes, man, all you got to do is hit the Cash App or hit the Super Chat, man. And salute to y'all. Yeah, Big Bo would have definitely helped us. I'm not sure why we got rid of Big Bo. Now I was a little critical of some of his play, but you know, it was year 3 for Big Bo. You already kept him around this long. Third year, you know, is usually when you see that big jump for defensive tackles. Speaking of which, Bohannon, if I'm not mistaken, Bohannon is on this team. Yo, what's up with you? My boy 55 SA Richburg. Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through. All right, 3rd and 3 from midfield. Let's see what they do. Quick hike. Big completion over the middle to number 8, who was not touched down. They got back up, started running. All right, so they are threatening now. They are down. They're down by the 25 or so. Yeah, JJ the Mime, I did see the USFL and the XFL are going to merge. This is actually one of my talking points I didn't get around to. But yeah, that's big though. That's big. That's a better product for spring games. It said, Henny, you staying for the whole game? If the game stays competitive. Y'all know the only rule in the liquor store is we do not watch blowouts. So as long as the whole game is competitive, we'll watch it. If they are down 21 points, or they got to pass the stick, it's a wrap. But good run on first down. 8-yard run at 2nd and 2. About the 18-yard line. Another handoff to number 5. Not as productive. But it looked like he carried somebody over to get close to the first down. Yeah, this is Dallas. Now we'll watch a blowout if Dallas is blowing somebody out. Okay, Willie T said Big Bo was still on the Lions practice squad. Choctaw, what's up, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform. So that does look like it was the first down yardage. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, if the game ain't good, then we're not gonna be here for it. All right. Jared Goff taking off running. A lot of room. Gets hit pretty decent, pretty hard. But he got very, very positive yardage. He got some positive yardage. Now, see, if Jared Goff was a little bit faster, he would have scored. Oh, hey, what's up, Tim Miller? I said they would. I said that they would. He said Goff out there looking like Barry Sanders. Smoke one for you said Goff runs, Dak don't. Go figure. Now this is the thing. Dak ran on the 3rd and long and got us some yardage. He also ran another time. He had 3 scrambles for positive yardage. You know, we just need to have more designed quarterback runs for Dak Prescott in the red zone. DC for Light Texas says line touchdown, 14-3. Let's see what happens. You know, y'all a little bit ahead of me, so let me see what happened on this end. Because it's 2nd and goal on mine. So let's see let me see how they got in there. Motion guy. Oh, he walked into the damn end zone. Rushing touchdown Montgomery. Okay, 14-3. So after an ugly pick on the first drive of the game, the Detroit Lions have scored 14 unanswered points. After falling down 3-0. And hey, that's what happens when your defense is that dominant. The Detroit Lions have one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. The Detroit Lions have one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. DC for Life Texas said, wouldn't it be better for us for Green Bay to win? We played Lions, but not Green Bay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter actually who wins. Because we played, and that actually falls into we played the Lions, so we beat the Lions. It doesn't really matter because they're not in our division; they're in our conference. So as long as we beat the Lions and end with a better record than them, you know, then the outcome of their individual games ain't gonna matter. If the Dallas Cowboys handle their business and we beat them head to head and we have a better record, you know, it's fine. Because because all it's gonna come down to is for seeding, right? If the Dallas Cowboys win our division and they win their division, then we'll be jockeying for seeding. Well, seeding it is either gonna come down to overall record. If we got a better record than them, we'll have a higher seeding, or you know, we have the same record and we play each other, which we do. Whoever won the head to head, we'll have the tiebreaker. So it's not. We really ain't got to root for Detroit to lose or anything like that. Say, hey, Henny, and you know why? Because they are consistent and not hurt all the damn time, you dig? Ours is always one or two starters missing, yeah? Yeah, and hey, that's true. When you have a rotating offensive line, when you have this guy dinged and that guy dinged, and you have all these multiple different offensive line formation that you roll out there over the course of the season, it's hard, to be a good offensive line group. It's hard because a lot of what goes into being a good unit as an offensive line is time on task. You know what I'm saying? If I'm playing left tackle 2 weeks straight and then I got to play left guard these next 3 weeks because somebody came back from injury or somebody got hurt, you know what I'm saying? Then like, it's tough. It's tough on everybody involved. I'm not sure why they got rid of Harper. I didn't agree with it. And my boy said that I see your question. Let me see. So we are officially going to have a development league, which I love. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. And listen, if that's not the plan, it should be the plan. Yeah, we only got 2 linebackers, 2 true linebackers anyway. He said, I can never root for the peanut butter Packers. Yeah, man. All right, let's see. Oh, no, I didn't. Re-put it in the chat box for me, kinfolk. All right, 1st and 10, play clock winding down. Pistol set, handed it off to the running back. Said we get rid of him and we playing a running team. Well, in the grand scheme of things, as sad as it is, he doesn't really get playing time anyway. They really only played Devin Harper on special teams. So, he didn't get a fair shake anyway. But, the hope is that he clear waivers. The hope is that he clears waivers and ends up back on the practice squad. All right, 2nd and 7. Motion, another pistol look, another handoff. Okay. Much better run than I thought it would be. It looked like we were going to go for no gain. Dylan turned into a positive run. He said, man, I don't get mad week after week like I used to, man, since our O-line not consistent and we still got that political mess going on with LVE here and no Land, no Harper. Wow. He said, never happened. Someone would pick him. You never know. All right, 3rd and 3. Let's see what happens. He said, who I seen from our practice squad to develop. Oh, that should have been a pick. Who's currently on the practice squad? Oh, Marino Cropper. I was seeing Marino Cropper. I was seeing If Devin Harper ends up back there, I'll send him too. The boy from Liberty that we picked up the pass rusher, Darrell Johnson. I'll send all them. I'll send everybody I could down. It said, Henny, we could have kept Isaiah Land, plain and simple. This organization has made some bad moves this year. I agree with that. You know, I'm not saying that Isaiah Land would have got that much playing time, but he was a better prospect. He was too good of a prospect just to let walk out the door. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people said, well, name the prospect that left Dallas and that came back and burnt them. It's not about that. It's about building the best roster with the best talent that you can. And Isaiah Land was immensely talented. And you let him walk out the door for no reason. He played good enough to have a roster spot. You got cute instead of cutting guys that you know damn well that nobody wanted. I have no earthly idea, Matt Leslie. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up Isaiah Land real quick. Let me see, because I don't know what he's doing over there. All right, 1st and 10 for Detroit. Play action pass, deep shot down the field. Still caught that mug in coverage. Number 8, Feaston. Big boy play. Well, let me see. I don't think Isaiah Land has any stats worth mentioning right now. All right, let me go to ESPN. Nah, Isaiah Land ain't even clocked the stat yet. Huge run by number 11. Oh my God, they almost went for a touchdown. You said you'll send Jalen Brooks. I would too. Just since he ain't really playing. Yep, just like that Ridgeway move as well. We keep doing this, and they let go of great talent all the time. Cedric Wilson and the cornerback. Yeah. Yeah, Detroit is going crazy, but Detroit is a much better team. They got a better quarterback. They got better proven weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Reynolds, Jahmyr Gibbs, Laporta. They got better personnel, in my opinion. They got a better offensive line, better personnel. So they're a better team. They supposed to show up and beat the hell out the Packers. Like, I'm really surprised the Packers are 2-1 at this point, to be honest with you. You said, I still don't get the Cedric Wilson thing when you traded Cooper too. Why not keep Wilson? I'm not sure. Dallas Cowboys, they ain't play it well. The only saving grace is that Cedric Wilson ain't doing nothing in Miami. He said Sam Laporta and Dalton Kincaid have looked great for their teams. We could have used either one. Compared to what we're getting so far from Schoonmaker, hell nah. JJ Demine, nah, for real though. So let's talk about it. While this thing is on commercial, let's have this conversation. So if the NFL ever gets a developmental league, because the USFL and the XFL are merging, so if they ever became a developmental league, I would send Trey Lance ass down there to play football. Because Trey Lance ain't got that many career reps in his life. He ain't got that many reps. He ain't played no football. So yes, I would send him in a heartbeat down there, play a full ass season in the spring. I do not care. You're not the starting quarterback for my team, no way. play a full ass season in the spring, get your reps in, play some competitive football, get some other guys trying to make it in the NFL, right? Just go out there and play some football. That's the one thing that Trey Lance needs to do. And if you play well, then you should be next in line for winning that backup position over here. JJ said send him a shot too. Not for real. But I think that would be great. I think that would be great for the NFL. I think that would be great for the NFL. Send your young guys down there to the minor leagues, basically, quote unquote, the minor leagues. Let them play against other guys that got NFL talent, but are trying to, work out the kinks. But there's plenty of guys that have been in the NFL that have played in the UFFL and the XFL. Plenty of guys needed second chances and stuff like that. So let them go down, play them boys, get some game reps that you would not normally get. Play meaningful football without sabotaging my season. I like that thought though, man. So Dallas, I think that if they do implement this as like a farming system, I definitely would send Trey Lance down. I would send Trey Lance down instantly. Neil said more RPO for Dak in the red zone. I agree. All right, quick hitting screen. Dak is great at a lot of things that they don't let him do. He said, yeah, I remember the World League, man. He said Dak is great at RPO. Dak is actually great at passing in the red zone, but they don't let him do it right now. I'm not sure why. Dak Prescott was one of the best red zone passing quarterbacks in the National Football League last year. He had 16 passing touchdowns to 1 interception and completed about 65% of his passes in the red zone. So limiting Dak Prescott to one opportunity, on third and goal is not fair to him. 42 watching and 55 likes, that's great. I agree. And hey, if you ain't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. If you ain't hit the share button yet, hit the share button. And if you ain't slapped the Eagles fan, go ahead, get your hand ready and slap the shit out of them. Also, if you have not entered for a chance to win one of the prizes in the raffle, hit that Cash App or hit that Super Chat, man. Still $5 an entry, $6 for two. We're running a special right now to promote manifestation. So $6 get you 2 raffle entries. So, hey, Jared Goff was probably, he had to throw it away. Looked like their defense held up. Just think Henny, Goff, and the Lions playing like this and don't have Williams till next week, I believe. Yep. But hey, Dallas Cowboys, we're in an entirely new offensive system. We're supposed to have growing pains. Like we're supposed to have growing pains. I know we all thought it would be smooth sailings. I know we thought there would be no bumps in the road, but new offensive system, new play caller. This is new for a lot of these guys. So I expected a couple of areas where there would be growing pain, but it'll get better. It'll get better. The more reps they get, I have to believe based on the talent of our head coach and the talent of our quarterback that things shall improve. Hey, he the deep threat and the playmaker as well. Yeah, I like the boy. Nah, Tommy, hell nah. Hold on now. I ain't gonna say all that now. He said, I remember the leather helmets and played basketball with a fruit basket, man. Now, listen, we used to shoot in the crate. We used to shoot in the crate when we were younger, shooting the crate. But we ain't playing no basketball with no fruit basket like that now. Should have sent Kellen Moore down. All right, Riley Patterson finna line up, try this field goal. I'm pretty sure he'll make it. It's in very reasonable range, only a 33-yard field goal. If he doesn't make it, he ain't shit. All right, so he is shit. 17-3. Detroit. All over the Lions. All over the Packers. I'm tripping. Detroit Lions, 17. Yeah, this always gonna be growing pains when you try new things in life. You know what I mean? This always gonna be growing pains. Like Dak Prescott has played in the same system the last 4 years. He been in the same system last 4 years. This is entirely new to him. My boy said if Zeke does defeat me on Sunday, may shed a little tear. I don't know yet. You might well go ahead and shed them tears, boy. Zeke gonna get at least one decent run. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have at least one decent run. You might well go ahead and shed them tears, my boy. But yeah, it's gonna be an emotional game, man. It's gonna be weird. I know that I've seen Ezekiel Elliott in a different uniform, but I think it's gonna be different seeing him in a different uniform playing against Dallas. You know what I mean? It's gonna be weird seeing him in a different uniform playing against Dallas. My boy said, "Wow, hold on." Yeah, he an op, man. He definitely the op for this game. What you said? Damn, what done happened? I clicked off this thing for 2 seconds. Yeah, I clicked off the thing for 2 seconds. What? You know what? I should be trying to pull it up on my thing. He said INT. Ain't that some shit? Threw it right to him. Should have been picked off more times than that. He said, as bad as it is going, it was absolutely terrible seeing Emmett return to Texas Stadium. You said you think Chandler Jones might have a bad case of CTE? Hey, thank you, Trent Mac. He says, love the show, those shows, fellas. Great content. We appreciate that. I mean, listen, Peyton Hendershot ain't did nothing these first 3 games for me to stand on the table for him. And he tried to charge us for an interview, so. All right. They are down 21 points. This is getting out of hand. This ass whooping is getting out of hand. So they're down 20. They're down 24-3. I'm going to give them an opportunity to try and score on this possession. And if they do not score on this possession, I'm going to spend some family time. Ain't going to hold you. Ain't going to lie to you. So they got this one possession to try and go down here and do something with the ball. And then if they do not succeed, we're going to end this. Yeah, like dog, I'm not even gonna, touch on that, but yeah, man. Like we had a 3rd round pick and a 2nd round pick on this show. Ain't asking for a dime, but you, an undrafted free agent, is gonna try to bust us across the head. Nah. Still like him as a player, but. And listen, if Schoonmaker plays, and he plays well, nobody is going to feel as bad about using a 2nd round pick on a tight end. If he comes in here and he's fantastic, then it changes the way that we feel about him. He said, "Man, 21-point rule." Exactly, T. Foster. Exactly. 21 points. You got to pass the stick. You get one drive. You get one drive to get the score down. And if you don't, it's over. He said Rodgers made LaFleur look good. I can agree to an extent, but you know it's always hard to go from a guy that got damn near 20 years of experience to a guy who is just now starting in the NFL. Like he sat and he watched and he learned, but again, in my personal opinion, and it might just be because of me, I learn better doing something than I do watching somebody. Like I am more of a hands-on learner, you know, than I am a watch a person and learn. Like somebody is gonna have to come and show me how to do some shit before I get it. And that's how I feel is the best way to learn football. Right? I feel like you should be out there playing the position that you want to get better at it. There are going to be things that you see that the defensive coordinator throws at you during a game scenario at that certain game speed that you cannot duplicate in practice. You can't duplicate getting hit in practice based on the current CBA and stuff. You can't duplicate the speed in which these windows close like that, because a lot of times you're not going full speed in practice. Hands on is always better, I believe too. I agree. Yeah, DC for Light Texas. I agree. But this is an ass whooping by Detroit, man. Like God dog, Detroit. Yeah, so the Lions got this drive, then it's over with. Let's see if they keep the watch party going any further. Let's see if they get the watch party going even further. All right, hands off. Say if Jones do something. The only 1 hour though, not even halftime. Hey man, they done beat the potassium out these boys, man. I don't know what you want from me. Said why did we get rid of Harper? That's so stupid. You get rid of one of your young guys. Somebody gonna pick him up and let him play. Yeah, I did not agree with the Dallas Cowboys getting rid of Harper either. You know. Oh, blew that boy up. All right, third down. Moment of truth. Jeffrey said they need some milk, man. They out here running high school plays. T. Foster said, well, and I'll let you tomorrow. Oh man. I'm gonna call this last play, this 3rd and 7, and see what happens. I know y'all ahead of me and something crazy probably happened. I know for a fact they ain't getting no points though. Yep, it's a wrap. All right, y'all. So they didn't score. They've been 21 skunked. This is Madden rules. So you're down 21. You did not score on your next possession. Pass the stick. So they would have to pass the damn stick. My boy said, I think Schoonmaker has a higher ceiling than Ferg. I agree. He said Packers had 1 yard in the first quarter. Pathetic. OG said 24-13 Cowboys. Dallas 3-4 touchdowns in the red zone. Watch. I would like that. I would love that. Oh my God. Missed the tackle. He got down to the 30. I agree. All right. Watch party over. So, hey, what we learned, the Detroit Lions are very good and the Packers ain't shit. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for spending time showing love to the channel. On the way out, hit the like button, hit the share button, slap an Eagles fan, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, And hey, thank y'all for everything. Much love. I will see y'all good people tomorrow. God bless, and I'll holla at y'all.